not just the pieces on the wall in the museum. It's kind of everything and everywhere. It's self-expression and creativity. It's the dinner that your mother cooks for you, the poem that someone writes, it's the painting you make. Art is across many mediums.
It doesn't matter what language you speak or what your background is. If you're willing to put yourself out there and open yourself up to interact or engage an object, I think it can have an impact on anybody from anywhere.
A painting or a work of sculpture or even jewelry can serve as an extraordinary window onto an entire moment. That as we find ourselves learning more about the artists in that moment, and if we're good at our job in the museum, we're going to help people find new things in themselves.
I love when I can tell that people are spellbound and they're going to another place. And I think that's just a beautiful, calm space to be in that we all need as humans.
I think art is life. You know, it is a part of us that you can't dismiss. It brings so much joy, so much introspection. Conversation is driven, whether good or bad. It allows you to have an opinion. You know, it's all these things wrapped up into whatever that artist puts out there.
This is the human legacy. This is it right here. When the archaeologists in 1,000 years start digging, they're looking for this. This says who we are, what we do, what we've done. It's everything. We don't have anything without the benefit of art.
I grew up in a family that loves art and had art around them.
My grandparents both took time to show us some special pieces. They would sit down with us occasionally and showed us why they liked a particular piece. So that definitely left a big influence.
I started to get interested as a young person to talk to artists that would come to the house. And the more I got in this mode, friendships to the artists could develop. The collection here has come together over years of interest in the arts, love for it, and friendships to the artists. It's therefore a personalized collection of two generations, basically.
You know, there are many strengths to a collection like the Bechtlers. Our collection, though, is a little bit different in that it represents, among many other things, a profoundly important series of personal relationships between the Bechtlers and some of the leading figures of 20th century modernism who were drawn to the Bechtlers and vice versa. So one of the great pleasures for all of us is to tell the story of what it means to not just be a great collector, but that you decide to become a great steward for some of the most remarkably inventive artists of the 20th century.
When I realized what a wonderful collection it is, the next thought was, where should it go?
We have this wonderful architect, Mario Botta, who made another art piece. And I think it's fresh, it's modern, and I absolutely love it.
To me, it's like a little piece of jewelry. It is well designed, small, it is open. I couldn't have thought of something better. I mean, it was not in my dreams that I could have a chance to house this collection right in the city.
It's been absolutely wonderful to see all these people enjoying this art, and for me to have it be still in one place, so I can still come here and feel like I'm back in Switzerland when I was young. And on top of that, just to see all kinds of people from all classes, all races, all religions coming and making little comments, and that to me is very exciting.
I think what is the most surprising when people come to the Bechtler and when they have these private moments in the galleries and in the museum, it's just how much that the city of Charlotte has from the Bechtler family. wouldn't think that in Charlotte you could find Picassos, you could find Moreaus, Liechtenstein, all these different types of artwork, Warhols, but here it is, and it's kind of like this hidden gem.
I think they do not expect that kind of museum in Charlotte, it's a business city, not really known for their arts. And then just walking down the streets, and for the first time you see that amazing building and the Firebird we have outside. And then you go in that huge open space, it's breathing, the building itself, and really the display of the art. And then of course you have all these internationally acclaimed artists, but also a lot of artists from North Carolina and even from Charlotte, like Roma Bearden. And I think people are just very surprised to find this.
Andreas's vision, his mission, his statements, his words, it's always about thank you. He thanks us, for the work that we're doing, but it's really us who should be thanking him for allowing us inside, his life and his collection, and him saying, I have this stuff, but it really is for everyone here. And I think that's what I've learned the most, that you can have stuff, but unless you're unlocking it and giving it to people, what good is it?
One of the essential predicates we embraced was really the spirit of the gift itself. When the Bechtler family elected to give the collection to the city, it was an open-ended, profoundly generous expression where everybody, no matter who you are, suddenly had the same ownership stake in this great collection as the Bechtler family members themselves. To honor that, we felt that it was imperative for us to reach out to the non-traditional audience and to develop partnerships with organizations and individuals who are already in those spaces.
How do we make art a part for everyone? That for us was the bigger issue, and we do that with programs. We don't eliminate anyone, we take away the barriers, and we give folk access, and it fulfills, I think, Andreas's mission and vision for having his collection open to our entire community.
We've been a catalyst because we have decided to venture outside of the walls of the museum and bring people in. We open the doors to people that don't usually get that exposure. And I think people walk away feeling like they've really gained something after being here.
When someone goes out of the way to shake your hand, and thank you for being a venue for these kinds of events and programs that really bring to life not just the space, but also complement the collection and the exhibits, those moments let you know you're doing something right.
10 years on now, I feel like we're really serving not only the community, but a wider audience, people that come through our doors from all over the world, which is really exciting, and we couldn't have seen that coming.
In the next 10 years, there are so many audiences with whom we want to work, partnerships that we want to form. We know that each and every year brings yet another crop of new elementary school kids, and more people with more time on their hands for creative engagement and new intellectual challenges. So our audience is constantly morphing, but it's never going to get any smaller. So our ability to meet their needs as well as we can with all that we do have remains the great challenge and the great opportunity for the museum.